We're down to the final 2 groups of round 1. Welcome back to event 2 of our 10 event season. These races are composed of 4 cars simultaneously running down the track with the top 2 of each group advancing on. We've got a lot of competition still ahead, so make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. It's free, doesn't cost you a penny, and it's sure to be worth it. Now without further ado, let's take a look at our group 7 competitors. We've got Eric Breakdancer in the lean, mean green hex-clad paint job. Followed just behind is Rich Mixon, aka Richard Nixon or Mr. President in the hot pink. After that is going to be Spartan117, Spiky Phillips. Now it says second for the season ranking, but we go back to the tapes and it'll look like 22nd if you ask me. Go look for yourself. Last but not least, HJ Hollister, who didn't even qualify for event 1, desperately has to make something happen to bounce back here. To the track we go now with Mr. Mixon and Eric Breaker leading the charge down the mega ramp, and Breaker landed up on the side rail. Look at this, they got all jammed up in that first curve, and then a beautiful pass by Hollis over that jump, but can he catch up to the reverse bandit Richard Mixon himself? It looks close, but not gonna happen. Mixon was able to snake that first victory. To the replay we go now. Let's take a look at the first jump of the races today, and you can see Mixon off to that early lead, but going in reverse and getting shoved along, I didn't think that was gonna happen. Beautiful pass again by HJ Hollis, and look at just how close Hollis was at taking that victory. Not bad for the racer that needs points more than most. Race 2 is underway now in a massive jump. It looks like Mixon's on his side there, goes upside down and flips completely around and back again to his wheels. Second jump is massive for all of the racers. Everybody wants this, putting the pedals to the metal for this one. And Rich Mixon with a beautiful pass on the final straight to take another victory. Let's take a look at the replay again. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the top of your screen right now. This is incredible. They all finished with the exact order that the first race concluded in. That is not going to be good for the 3rd and 4th place contestants, but for the 1st and 2nd, that's a lot of points they're starting to rack up. I still cannot believe that Rich Mixon was able to complete the barrel roll and get down the track in 1st place. That just blows my mind. It's race 3 now, and the drivers have swapped positions yet again. Spiky Phillips with a launch off that ramp. Talk about a sense of urgency in that driving. Down to ramp number 2, but he spins just shy, and he gets landed on, and Breaker flips completely upside down. Spiky Phillips and Rich Mixon are pushing him along now, and look at this, HJ Hollis with the solo victory alone and out front with nobody in sight. Here comes Spiky Phillips finally to cross the line, but Mr. President, Richard Mixon, where you at, buddy? Oh no, this might be the worst. It is a DNF for Rich Mixon as well as Breaker. They are not going to make it to the end. Let's take a look at this replay here. Again, Spiky out with that lead. Let me put this into perspective for you. With that wreck happening, Eric Breaker is officially eliminated with 1 race yet to go. And if Phillips wants any chance at moving on, he'll need a DNF by Rich Mixon and a win to somehow tie things up. We've seen crazier, but it's a tall order, so I'm not so sure they're going to be that lucky. We're going to have to find out. Again, take a look at this. HJ Hollis was so far ahead by the time Spiky broke free, and even then he was in reverse, just creepy, crawling his way to the finish line. Lucky he didn't DNF as well. Race 4 now. Let's see what they got. We have Hollis in the lead with Spiky Phillips, and off the mega ramp they go. Things are looking dicey for Hollis, and a spin around right there by Phillips. He is now staring down the headlamps of Richard Mixon, hoping that he DNFs and hoping he can get by, but it looks like they're in suspended animation here. He can't get by, and the miracle never comes. That seriously had to be so painful. I mean, he was spun around looking right at the driver that he needed to just flip over, go off the track or something, but he just kept on coming and sealed his fate. Now with 12 points a pop, Rich Mixon and HJ Hollis are going to be moving on to the next round. Absolutely bonkers to see them both put on such a show in those first 3 races in order to make that happen. Also, can you see recovery from event 1 for Hollis to go from not even making the cut to tying for 1st into the next round of this event? That is some serious character development. It's time for the easy 8 led off by her bias is Kerblaruni. In fact, his full name, I asked his mother, so I can guarantee I'm not wrong. He is the top qualifier of this group, so expect great things. Next is Eric Almirola, who did not qualify for event 1. Can he flip the switcheroo like HJ Hollis and make it to the next round? We'll find out. Tim Treadless, hopefully not treadless at all for his sake, and last is Paul Conrev. Hasn't done a lot this tournament, but you never can count him out. I've seen him perform magic on the track before, so it's only a matter of time. All right, their engines are started started, and they are ready to rev. Right off that mega ramp they go. Eric Almirola in the lead right now, spinning around backwards though, and Paul Conrev with a beautiful pass there. Oh my goodness, look at that. He spins a full 360 off the ramp. That's Eric Almirola and Paul Conrev trying to pass him here, but it looks like their final grouping will be their last for race 1. That race actually ended kind of tame for how it began. Take a look at the replay here off the first ramp. You can already see Eric Almirola is spinning around. Paul Conrev made that first pass, and then look at that, getting bumped through. Paul is fighting dirty. I wonder if he's going to keep up that kind of racing throughout the rest of this group. Nobody wants to see a blowout, so you know what? I am down for those tight groupings. I want to see these guys fighting to the finish line, race after race. Now back to the track we go for race number 2. Look at the power that they went blasting off the mega ramp with, and now Paul Conrev doing jiu-jitsu up front. Herb Kerbler is able to pass Eric Almirola. Now the only one that stands in his way is Paul Conrev in reverse, and he is gaining on him fast. Oh, and Paul Conrev moves over, but he just can't capitalize right there. He had an opportunity. The lane presented itself, but he could not take it. That is crushing, but it's all right. He took second there, and he's still ahead in the pack with Paul Conrev. All right, now taking a look at the replay, guys, Tim Treadless might actually be treadless with only 2 points right now. He's got to work some serious magic if he wants to bring that back. Paul Conrev moved into first place with that win there. Like I told you, maybe a sleeper, but at the end of the day, Paul Conrev can get it done. Race number 3 now, and they are off the mega ramp. It looks like Tim landed out front. Paul Conrev was half on top of him. Herb took the outside to speed past Conrev on that corner. Tim really needs to take this victory right now because he is in the back of the pack. It looks like Herb is gonna look to make a pass though, and he does. No, Tim let him get by. He needed those points desperately. Let's take a look now at the replay here going off the mega ramp. Again, Paul landing up on Tim. That is wild. It is still anyone's game with the top 3 only being separated by 2 points. We have Paul Conrev and Herb tied up at 10 and Eric Almirola with the 8 points. Anybody could take this one home. Anybody could move on. Race number 4 now. Let's get it. Herb and Tim Treadless are in the front of the pack for this launch. Let's see if Tim can capitalize on that in the run. Here they go off that mega ramp. Herb to an early lead, but it looks like Tim wants to get by, just gets blocked there. Tim Treadless and Eric Almirola are trying to run down Mr. Herb Kerbler. Let's see if they can catch him, and Tim pulls right by, and it looks like Almirola's trying as well, but just doesn't make it happen. Well, this makes things a whole lot more interesting as Paul Conrev is still making his way to the line, but the points are already sealed, and we know what happened. Herb Kerbler and Paul Conrev will be moving forward. Almirola almost had it in race 4 there, just needed to make it past Herb to tie. Maybe next time, bud. Not so lucky. Now, can we just give Tim some kudos where they're due to go from 2 last place races and somehow make it within 1 point of pushing a tiebreaker? That took some grit, regardless of him not making it to the next round. Well, congratulations to our top 2, Paul Conrev and Herb Kerbler. Looking forward to seeing what they do in the next round. Make sure that you hit like, subscribe, and we will be seeing you right back here on the track. If you want to get caught up with the action of all the races leading up to this, they're posted on our channel, so go binge them now.